Hello students, good morning. I am Prem Gupta, your English teacher. Dear students, in the previous classes we were discussing the grammar portion, chapter number 2, that is the naming word, that is noun. Dear students, in this chapter I have already completed the definition of noun, kinds of noun, in which we have discussed uncountable noun, countable noun, proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, and abstract noun. Dear students, we have also discussed the number. There are two numbers, singular number and plural number. I have also discussed several rules for changing from singular to plural. Dear students, we have also completed the exercise number first, that is given in your book at the page number 10. Dear students, first exercises we have completed, and today we will discuss the exercise number 2. Okay students, so today we will discuss the exercise number 2. Okay students, just open the book, page number 11. Everyone just open the book and put out the pencil, because we will do the second exercise given at the page number 11. Okay students, in the second question it is written, write which of the following nouns are countable and uncountable. Dear students, in this question you have to tell countable noun and uncountable noun. Okay students, now you all know that what is countable noun and what is uncountable noun. Once again I am going to revise that what is countable noun. The noun which can be counted, that is known as countable noun. Okay students, the noun which can be counted, that is known as countable noun. Okay students, I have already told you that proper noun, common noun and collective noun can be the countable noun. Okay students, and now what is uncountable noun? The nouns which cannot be counted, that is known as uncountable noun. Okay, in which we can keep material noun and abstract noun. Okay students, for example we can see water. Okay, that is uncountable noun. Honesty, that is uncountable noun. Okay, here we can say in the countable noun boy, girls, table, chairs. Okay students, so the noun which can be counted, either it is living thing or non-living thing, that is known as countable noun. And the noun which cannot be counted, either it is living thing or non-living thing, that is known as uncountable noun. Okay students, now we will do the exercises. Exercise number 2. Here some words are given there, and you have to write the countable and uncountable in front of the word. There are so many questions, 12 questions are given here. I am going to write here. First question is wool. Wool. Okay, wool. What is? Wool is what kind of noun? Wool is material noun. And we can count the wool? No, we cannot count the wool. Therefore, that is uncountable noun. Okay, students? That is uncountable noun. Okay, just write down with the help of the pencil. And if there is not enough space, you can write only U. Okay, in front of the word given in the book. Okay, wool is given, that is uncountable noun. That is uncountable noun. So in front of the wool we will write the U. If you can write the complete word, then you write the complete word. If there is not enough space, then you write only U. Okay, now question number 2. What is question number 2? That is water. Water. Water is countable or uncountable? Water is what kind of noun? Water is material noun, and it is also uncountable noun. Uncountable noun. Okay, students, just write down uncountable noun. Okay. And the next question, what is the next question? Chair. CHAIR. Okay, chair. Chair. We can count the chair, therefore that is countable noun. That is countable noun. Okay. If you want to write U only, you can write U. If you want to write C only for countable, you can write C. Okay, students? Just write down. Question number 4, jug. Question number 4 is jug. We can count the jug. Therefore, the word jug is countable noun. Okay, students? Just write down countable noun. Okay, that is countable noun. And the next question, music. Next question is question number 5, that is music. Okay, that is music. What kind of noun? Music is an abstract noun that we can only feel. Okay, we cannot touch music and we cannot count it. Therefore, that is uncountable noun. That is uncountable noun. Okay. Just see. Question number 5, music is uncountable noun. Now question number 6, that is mango. The kind of MANGO, the kind of fruit. Okay, we can count the mango. So that is what kind of noun? That is countable noun. Okay, just write down countable noun, or you can write only C. Okay, students? So mango is countable noun. Next question, courage. What is the next question? Courage. 7, courage. COURAGE. RAGE. What kind of noun is courage? Courage is a kind of state, quality. Okay, feeling. And we can only feel, we can only think of, we can only realize, we cannot touch the courage. Therefore, courage is an abstract noun and it cannot be counted. Therefore, that is uncountable noun. Uncountable noun. Okay, we can write like this. Okay, now come to the next question. Camera. Camera. Question number 8. Question number 8. CAMERA. Camera. We can count the camera. Therefore, that is countable noun. Okay. Camera is countable noun. Okay, students, just write down up to this. Okay, just see here. Wool is uncountable noun. Water is uncountable noun. Chair is countable noun. Jug is countable noun. And music is countable noun. Mango is countable noun. Courage is, music is uncountable noun. And courage is uncountable noun. And camera is countable noun. Okay, students, just write down in your book only. No need to write in the copy. Okay. Next, I am going to erase. Now, question number 9. Now we will see the question number 9. What is question number 9? I am going to write question number 9. Question number 9 is shirt. Question number shirt. And question number 10 is juice. Question number 10 is juice. And question number 11 is what? Pen. Question number 11 is pen. And question number 12 is what? Power. Okay. These are the words. These are the questions. Now, we will see here. Here shirt, we can count the shirt. Okay, that how many shirt do you have? Okay, we can count it. So that is countable noun. Countable noun. Countable noun, or you can write only C. Okay, juice. Juice is a kind of material, or we can say liquid, that we cannot count. Therefore, that is uncountable noun. That is uncountable noun. Okay, students. Juice is uncountable noun. Shirt is countable noun. Okay. Now, pen. Can we count pen? Yes. Why not? We can count pen. Therefore, that is countable noun. Okay, students. Pen is countable noun. Now, question number 12. Power. Power. Can we count power? No. We can only think of. We can only realize. We can only feel that person is powerful. But and that is abstract, that is an abstract noun, and that we cannot count. Therefore, power is uncountable noun. Okay, students, power is uncountable noun. So just write down. Okay, students, just see here. Shirt is countable noun, juice is uncountable noun, pen is countable noun, and power is uncountable noun. Okay, students, I hope that you all have understand the exercise number 2, what is countable noun and what is uncountable noun. Okay, students, if you have any kind of problem, you can ask in the comments. Okay, now we will discuss the exercise number 3. Okay, just do it fast. I am going to erase. Okay, students, and now we will discuss the exercise number 3. What is exercise number 3? It is also given at the page number 11 in the same chapter, that is chapter number 2. Now see, question number 3rd. Here question number 3rd says that is the question number 3rd, and in this question we have to underline the nouns. We have to underline the noun. What? Noun. We have to underline the nouns, and we have to also tell the kinds, of noun. Okay, students, this is the question that we have to, in this question we have to underline the noun, as well as we have to tell that what kind of noun is it. Okay, students, I hope that you all have understand the question. Now we will do it. Question number 1. Yes, students, I am going to write the question. Akbar was a wise king. Akbar was a wise king. This is the sentence. Dear students, I have already told you that what is noun. Noun is the naming word. Okay, it is the name of a person, place, animal, things, feeling or ideas. And I have also told you there are mainly 5 kinds of noun. Proper noun, that denotes the particular person, particular things, particular animal, and common noun denotes the class. Okay, class are of the same category. And then after collective noun, it denotes the collection, and then after material noun, it denotes the material of which things are made. And abstract noun are those which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched. We can only think of, we can only feel or realize. Okay, student, so in this sentence, Akbar is the name of a particular king. Okay, so this is proper noun. And here king denotes, it is common noun. Okay, students, in the blanks you have to fill here proper and common. Okay, you may underline these 2 words. Akbar is proper noun, P-R-O-P-E-R, and Another is king is common noun. Okay, students? So write down. Dear students, I think you all know that common noun is a common to all person, animal of the same kind, of the same class, of the same category. Okay, for example, I have told you Ram is a particular name, therefore Ram is a proper noun. But Ram refers to the boy. Okay, is a boy. So boy, there are so many boys. Ram, Mohan, Sohan. These are the particular name of a boy. Okay, therefore that is proper noun. But what are the commons among them? The commons among them is they are boy. So boy is common. So here there are so many kings. There are so many kings in India. There were so many kings in India, and therefore the king is common noun. And Akbar is the name of a particular king. Therefore that is proper noun. Okay, students, I hope that you all have understand what is proper and what is common. Okay. Now next question. The Indian Army is known for its bravery. Next question. The Indian Army is known for its bravery. Bravery. Okay. Yes, see. The Indian Army is known for its bravery. Dear students, this is the name of a particular army, Indian Army. There are several armies in all over the world. But we are talking about a particular army, that is Indian Army. Therefore, that is proper noun. Is known for its bravery. Bravery is a kind of quality, states, and that we cannot see, that we cannot touch, we can only feel, we can only realize, we can only think of. Therefore, that is in the blanks you will write, underline these two words, the Indian Army, the bravery. The Indian Army is proper noun, and the bravery is abstract noun. Okay, students, I hope that you all have understand. Okay, in the question number second, Indian Army is proper noun and bravery is abstract noun. Okay, so just do it. Now question number 3. Now we will do the question number 3. What is question number 3? Gold and silver I have none. Gold and silver. Gold and silver I have none. I have none. Okay, students, just see here. Gold is a kind of metal by which we can make rings, other ornaments such as necklace, earring. Okay, so gold is a material noun and here silver is also material noun. So both are the material noun. Okay, students, material noun. Okay, just write down gold and silver here. What is that? These are material nouns. Okay, I hope that you all, by gold we can make so many ornaments, and by the silver we can also make so many ornaments. Okay, now question number 4. Just see the question number 4. What is question number 4? Kolkata stand on the bank of river Hooghly. Now see, Kolkata stands on the bank of river Hooghly. Hooghly. Okay student, this is the question. Dear students, I have told you, if anything that denotes the particular name, that is known as proper noun. So here Kolkata is the name of a particular city. In this sentence, the word Kolkata is denotes the name of a particular city, and here Hooghly is also is the name of a particular river, and here the river is common noun because there are so many rivers, that is common noun. Okay, but there are not enough space to write down, so you will write here, you will underline only these two. I'm just telling you, Kolkata and Hooghly are proper noun and the river is common noun. Okay students, you only keep in your mind the river is common noun, but because there are not enough space, so Kolkata and Hooghly you will underline and write down that is proper noun. Okay, that is proper noun. Okay student, just do it. Okay student, in the question number 4, Kolkata and Hooghly are proper noun, and the river, there are so many rivers in India, and that is common noun. Okay, now come to the next question, question number 5. Now we will do the question number 5. Just see the question number 5. Okay student, question number 5 I am going to write. What is the question number 5? Question number 5 is, the Golden Temple is in Amritsar. The Golden Temple is in Amritsar. Is in Amritsar. Okay students, just here. Dear students, here it is the name of a particular temple, that is proper noun, and here that is the name of a particular city. So both are proper noun. Okay students, just see. The Golden Temple is the name of a particular temple, therefore the Golden Temple is proper noun, and Amritsar is also the name of a particular city, therefore the word Amritsar is also the proper noun. Okay students, just write down. Question number 6. Now we will discuss the question number 6, that is, poverty is a curse. Poverty is a curse. Okay, that is the sentence. Here poverty means students poorness. Okay, poverty is a kind of state that we can only think of, we can only realize, we cannot touch the poverty. Therefore poverty is abstract noun. Okay, that is abstract noun. Just write down. Abstract noun. Okay, poverty is abstract noun in this sentence. And now question number 7. Question number 7 we will see. Okay students, just see question number 7. The football team of our school, the football team of our school won the match. Okay students, just see here. Team, what it denotes? Team denotes the collection. So here there is a football team. Okay, there are so many teams, football team, cricket team, and here we are talking about the football team of our school, not of another country, of our school. and it denotes the collection of some players, therefore that is collective noun. Okay, your football team is collective noun. Okay students, just do it everyone. And dear students, one question number 8. Question number 8 is your homework. The question is, cotton is grown in India. You have to think of about this question and you have to write down. This is your homework to complete the question number 8 of the same exercise number 3rd. Okay students, in the next class we will discuss some other exercises. So that's all for today. Thank you.